call, and the Hogs can be heard all the way to San Francisco.
You're listening to Pod at the Palace with Curtis Wilkerson on Inside Arkansas.
And welcome into the Pod at the Palace post-game live reaction show presented by SARACEN, Arkansas's #1 sports betting app. Curtis Wilkerson and Andrew Ellis here with you this afternoon. Where for the first time since 2000, your Arkansas Razorbacks are the SEC tournament champions. Just a couple hours ahead of the selection show, the Razorbacks just put the finishing touches on Vanderbilt, an 86-75 win, and they're getting showered with confetti. They're cutting down the nets. They're hoisting the hardware literally as we speak. That's why we waited a couple minutes before we started this thing, because we wanted to watch some of it. That was an awesome game. Awesome game. Both these teams are legit. They both wanted it. It was a battle, but Arkansas has officially left zero doubt about who the better team is here. There is more ball to be played next week, but make no mistake, this means a lot to folks who have been fans of this program for a long, long time. The boosters, the players, you could see it on. Did you guys see Trevin? Did you hear Darius Acuff just now? The coaching staff. This is a big deal. Terrific job by the Razorbacks. Andrew, man, not bad for a group who we were told did not care about the SEC tournament, huh?
Yeah, man, I'm fired up. I am more fired up than I probably expected to be. Like, if you had told me last Wednesday that Arkansas was going to win the SEC tournament, I would have been happy. But, like, I don't know if I would have been like, oh, hell yeah, like, I can't wait for that. It feels better than I thought it would, if I'm being honest with you. I'm also glad, Curtis, that we're doing our, this is our first of 2 streams today. Yes. We've got our selection show stream that's going to come in a few hours, and I'm glad that we separate the 2 things so that this moment can be this moment. Because, of course, we're going to get into the NCAA tournament. We're going to talk about Arkansas seeding, what they need to do moving forward, and all that, all that jazz. But this moment is about this team accomplishing something, and I'm glad that this group got to have this day together. And honestly, it didn't really matter who was on the other side, although I do think there is some merit in beating a Vanderbilt team, and that's right in that range of teams you're going to likely face in the second round. What better way to prepare, for facing a 4 seed on, 2 days rest or whatever, than you facing a 4 seed projected team on 0 days rest, playing your third game in 3 days. In terms of the performance itself, this was Arkansas's best of the SEC tournament by far. They played better against this Vanderbilt team, definitely than they did against Ole Miss, and then even than they did against Oklahoma in game 1. Like, I thought this was the best version of Arkansas. They played their best game in their third game in 3 days, which should give that locker room a lot of confidence, but also the fan base a lot of confidence that this team can rise to an occasion when they really need to. And I felt like at different points during this tournament, you could tell they were kind of saving it a little bit, like being like, oh, we can kind of afford to take a step back. We can take our foot off the gas. And it got them in trouble a little bit in this game. Anytime there was a moment where the game was hanging in the balance, Arkansas rose to the occasion. And that's what you got to get used to doing this time of year. I'm proud of the team, proud of the guys, proud they had this moment, and I'm proud to be a damn Hog, that's for sure.
Yeah, man, that was awesome. That was a lot of fun. Super impressed with the way Arkansas responded in this game. This is tough, and both teams are in this situation. Like Vanderbilt, they had to go through Tennessee and Florida to get to this point. Arkansas was playing those 2 teams who weren't as good, but backs against the wall, sense of urgency, playing desperate, and they had to overcome that. And, like they said it a million times on the broadcast, but it's true. Like when you've got 7 dudes out there, like Malik Thomas played 45 minutes yesterday, and it piles up on these guys. So this is one of those games where if you don't have the cojones about you, like the mental toughness to be able to dig deep and just kind of play through some of that fatigue and everything, and it's a mental and physical thing, then it can be an indictment on what you're capable of doing starting next week. And so for Arkansas to do this and be able to take down this Vanderbilt team that was red hot, and they did it. We'll talk about it in a second. They made 15 out of 24 threes, which is absurd. But what I really liked was they felt like they got a little bit wobbly there, and they got down by 6, and shot selection was dipping. They were kind of losing assignments on defense. And you're like, okay, are they going to do the thing where they go brain dead for 2 minutes in every game? And it could cost them here. Cal called the timeout. They come out of it, 11-0 run, and then it was a stretch of 8 minutes where they did not allow a made field goal against one of the better offenses in the country. So for everybody who's wondering, can Arkansas turn it up defensively enough to make a run here in March? They just showed you that they can do that. Took a lot of toughness in there. Darius Acuff, good Lord, man. 30 points again. He was phenomenal in there, and he didn't get off to a great start at all, but he figured it out because it was winning time. It was nut-cutting time, and that's what he does. You also hit him in the face, and you made him mad. Billy Richmond, who struggled this entire tournament, he had his best game of the weekend and turned it up a notch for Arkansas. Hit a couple threes, which is awesome. Trevin Brazile there at the end, man, just being shot ready, big moments. He smoked both of those free throws yesterday. It could have cost Arkansas the game against Ole Miss, but hit 2 big threes, and then the defensive plays there, swatting that lob out of the way, blocking shots in there, the rebounds that he was able to grab. Those guys were incredible in this one, man. So kudos to them. That was a big-time dub for the Hogs.
Honestly, Curtis, my only actual complaint about the performance is I would like for someone on the Razorback staff to identify Tyler Nickel can shoot the basketball, and he can shoot it pretty well. So let's maybe throw a guy at him. Let's maybe make sure we don't leave him. Let's not help off of him. That's the only thing, because you're right. There were stretches in this game. Hell, it was early. We were late in the first half, and Vanderbilt had like 17 points at like the 5-minute mark. And they hit a couple threes. Arkansas needed to call a timeout, but like Arkansas was clamping early in this game. They were very good around the rim. And Vanderbilt's a specific type of matchup because they really don't have that much size. And so a lot of the things that you worry about with Arkansas, Vanderbilt's not really a team that's equipped to take advantage of that. You saw that. Arkansas allowed, I think it was 26 paint points in this game, which isn't like a crazy low number, but we've seen some teams rattle off 45, 50 paint points against Arkansas. Mm-hmm. Vanderbilt wasn't able to do that. Their guards, who are very dynamic, very good guards that can shoot the ball, can beat you at all 3 levels, they weren't able to get much going around the rim. Arkansas felt like Arkansas's rim protection, they didn't have a crazy amount of blocks in this game, but I thought they did a good job contesting some of those shots. And, you mentioned on the broadcast how they're like kind of, Billy Rich was making those threes. Oh, yeah, Vanderbilt will live with that. And even Byington, they interviewed him. He's like, we got guys that are bad three-point shooters that are making shots for Arkansas. Well, okay, you can live with the Billy Richmond 3 or 2. Can you also live with a Trevin Brazile 3 or 2? Can you also live with a DJ Wagner 3 or 2? And it's
3 for 3, 3J.
Right, and it's just one of those things. And by the way, Arkansas gets down to the crunch time of this game, and the 2 guys that were on the floor for them were DJ Wagner and Nick Pringle in place of Malik Thomas and Malik Ewan. And Malik Thomas, we saw how good he was yesterday. It wasn't his night tonight. DJ stepped up. Malik Ewan, wasn't great in this game. I thought Nick Pringle had some awesome moments in this game. And so it's just one of those things where as a team, when you're going into March, you need to be a chameleon. You need to be able to face different matchups. You need to be able to have different guys on your team step up. And this was the epitome of that in this game. And I thought it was awesome from Arkansas. And so cool to see different guys have to step up. Well, you won't face many teams like Vanderbilt, but you might face someone, like Yale, if that ends up being the matchup, although I think they got popped today. There are teams that kind of look like Vanderbilt. We know if Arkansas runs into a team that looks like that, even as dynamic as they are offensively, they can fit right in games like this.
Oh, man. Okay, so Arkansas shoots 51.7% from the field, 15 of 24 from three-point range. I'm just going to run through this real quick. Malik Thomas, your best shooter, goes 1 of 4 in this game. Now, he did his work yesterday, so you get the pass. It's all good.
Sure.
But my goodness, man, 5 of 8 from Darius Acuff. The best one of all that he made was the fall away in the corner over there by Vanderbilt's bench when he got fouled by Tyler Tanner and just kind of chucked it up there in the first half. That was one of the craziest shots I've ever seen. Trevin goes 4 of 5. Yeah, Bill hit 2. And then shout out to DJ Wagner, man, for going 3 for 3 there. These announcers keep having to put their foot in their mouth. They did it with, Leak and his shots in the Missouri game. And then as soon as DJ makes the one, it was, if DJ Wagner makes a shot, then that's just something that you're going to be able to deal with. You're okay with that. And then he goes 3 for 3 and was burying them boys out there. So great work by those guys. I'm glad you mentioned Nick Pringle because he would be an easy one, I think, to overlook because he didn't score. He's the only guy in the rotation that didn't score. He did have 6 rebounds, but this was the epitome of your impact is felt beyond the box score type of game. Nick Pringle was awesome. And this is the type of Nick Pringle that can win games for Arkansas in the NCAA tournament because he changes things defensively. There was a massive difference in the way Arkansas played on that end of the floor today when Nick was in there versus when Ewan was in there. And Ewan was great yesterday, so it's not like a massive indictment on him, but Pringle really stepped up. That's postseason Pringle. Forget SEC Nick. I know they just won the SEC tournament, but that was postseason Pringle. Here's what I loved about it. Tyler Tanner tried to put him in the rim. Nah, man. Return to sender. You get that weak stuff out of here. He probably should have been called for more fouls than he did. The flagrant foul that he got was the least egregious thing he did the entire game. But I love it because he was just knocking bodies around in there. Be physical. Be tough. Mm-hmm. Make these guys start to second guess when they start driving into the paint. Hey, it's not sweet in here today against Arkansas. He was putting dudes on their asses, and all of a sudden you're seeing layups that a guy like Tyler Tanner might normally make. rolling off the front iron of the rim. And even if he's not a huge shot blocker, his physicality in there I thought was really impactful in terms of making those guys change their shots. He was doing a little Gortat screens and freeing up driving lanes for A-Cup and some of those other guys. I thought Pringle was very impactful in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's one of those weird things where, anytime there's a team that comes at you with a lot of legitimate size and physicality, that's when Arkansas's big men are a little bit shaky here. But in a game like this, Nick Pringle was the most physical player on the floor for either team. And I mean that both in how he played today, but also like literally. Like there's just not many guys on this Vanderbilt roster who have the size and strength to match up with them. So when you're in those little dogfights, he looked athletic out there. He had some rebounds where he had to jump up pretty high, and I was like, wow, I didn't know he could jump that high. Like, good to see that from Nick Pringle. Arkansas also, and it wasn't a long stretch. They got TB a quick, I'd say 3-minute breather late in the second half. They went small with Billy Richmond at the 4 and Nick Pringle at the 5. That's like a sentence that, like, if you had said a month ago, I'd have been like, no, do not do that. I don't like that. But he was game for it, man. It was awesome. You could tell pretty early Vanderbilt's path to victory was going to be their backcourt was going to have to outplay Arkansas's backcourt. And by the way, Vanderbilt's backcourt is phenomenal. They can outplay a lot of backcourts. Not this one, especially whenever it's led. And Malik Thomas wasn't even at his best today. But when Darius Acuff, who like just the most casual 30 and 11, he had 4 turnovers in this game, and I'm pretty sure all 4 of them came in the first half. You guys wouldn't know it if you had only watched Vanderbilt play against Arkansas. You would have no idea. Tyler Tanner is a tremendous basketball player who's probably going to be potentially a first-round pick this year. Against Arkansas and against Acuff, he looks very average, and that's not because he sucks. It's because Arkansas did a great job against him, both at the rim with some of their big guys meeting him with physicality, but Acuff just making him work on the other end. He had a tough time guarding him. He got by him on like 5 or 6 straight possessions. I thought Vanderbilt's guards, who are good, and especially Duke Miles was awesome in this game.
Sheesh.
Nickel was good in this game. I thought Arkansas's guards got better as the game went along, and Vanderbilt's guards got worse, which is, what happens whenever you're playing a tough physical game.
That's 100% true. And the narrative that was, going out throughout the broadcast, and it's because it was getting relayed from Vanderbilt's bench was, we got to keep making Acuff work. Yeah, keep getting him in every ball screen. We're going to get into their legs. We're going to wear them down. We know they've only have 7. And it was like the exact opposite effect there, which makes it a little bit sweeter even. Yeah, you're right. It's crazy because Tyler Tanner, he's great. He got, first team all SEC and everything, and that was well-deserved. The dude's a baller. But Arkansas's had him in hell for 80 minutes this season. He had 11 points against Arkansas in Fayetteville, Andrew, and it was he only scored fewer than that one time the rest of the year. And then in this game, he finishes with 15. He was getting taken care of, getting to the free throw line a little bit there. 3 of 15. Tyler Tanner doesn't do that very often. That's great work by the Razorbacks. You're right about Duke Miles, man. That dude is an animal. He's kind of like their Billy Richmond with the way that he plays. Like his energy is crazy in there. He was getting a bunch of steals. He finished with 19 points and 9 assists. And I was kind of surprised that it wasn't more than that with the impact that he made on there. But Arkansas really leveled up. Billy did a good job on him towards the end of the game because for a while there, it looked like he was in takeover mode. When Vanderbilt kind of came back, and I think they might have taken a brief lead there in the first half, it was like all him and everybody else was just kind of hanging out watching. So some great adjustments there, I thought, by Arkansas, man. High-level stuff. And you're right. Like that's an elite backcourt. So is Arkansas's. And I even tweeted about like that one sequence where it's Tyler Tanner. He gets to the rim and makes a shot. Kind of got by. You had Acuff on his hip. And the next possession, Acuff goes right back at him and finishes. And then Duke Miles hits a 3 over Malik Thomas. Leak comes right back down, drains one in his face. I'm like, this is it's cliche when people are like, this has an Elite 8 type of feel. It did, man. Like these are 2 teams that could really do some damage in there. But here's the thing. Arkansas probably won't be seated as high as Vanderbilt here in a couple hours when we do this selection show because of how this works. Doesn't mean that I agree with it, but I will say we all know who the better team is. There is zero doubt about who the better team is at this point.
And I don't think if you asked Vanderbilt right now, hey, would you want to play that team next week? Hell no, they wouldn't. I'm sure Byington would say whatever he wanted to say. Hell no. And I think that's like kind of the theme of this game. And listen, I don't talk about, I'm not going to talk about officiating right here because me, I really am not the guy. Like, I don't like talking about officiating because I feel like in a basketball game, it's like there's just so many whistles. What do you want? You want the SEC to release a statement? Like, what do you really care? I only mention it because it's a story of the game. On the pregame show, 15 minutes before the game starts, you have the whole ESPN panel, and they're like, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be tough for Arkansas today, man. I just don't know if they can really do it. that was kind of and then the officiating, I felt like there were some moments where, we felt like, we were getting a little bit of a raw deal. Yeah, Byington kind of being dismissive mid-game, saying, oh, these guys can't keep hitting these shots. Whereas I felt like Arkansas fans are sitting back and saying, man, this is a close game, and Darius Acuff hadn't even got going. So, like, what are you going to do when Darius Acuff gets going? And I think that's the part of this equation that everyone missed. The Vanderbilt coaching staff missed. The Vanderbilt players missed. The people talking on the pregame missed, is that you get to a close game with 10 minutes left. If Darius Acuff is able to walk, he's going to give you buckets. He is going to be a demon. He is going to make you work. And I, credit to Vanderbilt's guys for stepping up and being ready for that. But down the stretch, once you hit to that under 4 media timeout, it's the last time as a coach you get to look your team in the eye and be like, all right, let's make something happen here. Arkansas came out, they go on an 8-0 run right after that. Like, they put the game away. They were ready to go whenever it was winning time. And I just think that's such a good sign heading into March Madness, that in your third game in 3 days, you didn't run out of gas, even when your opponent is sitting there begging you to. That was their only way to win, was you to run out of gas. You were ready to roll, man. That's awesome.
Yes. I see we just got a ton of chats coming in here, so I want to get to that ASAP. I do just want to ask one more question, and then we'll get into that. How do you think John Caliperry is feeling right now? Because, like, yesterday they beat Ole Miss, and he did the whole rant, and I agree with him. That's why I just said what I said about the seeding. I've been doing this for a long time, and I've been doing it like every day for a couple months now, of comparing resumes and everything like that. I think Arkansas should be on the 4 line. I think they have a better resume than some of these teams that have been there. But to Cal's point yesterday, where he was like, I'm not really a big SEC tournament guy if winning it doesn't improve your seed. And it's been proven year after year after year that the teams who make it deeper, and maybe you win the thing, you're playing on Sunday, it's like the bracket's already made. Like, they've already done their seeding, and it doesn't have the impact you feel like it should. This is a massive win for Arkansas that changes the outlook of their resume, but they've got to have all the graphics ready to release this thing within a couple hours. I just don't know that it's going to change anything, because it's been proven that it hasn't in the past. So with that being said, with Cal, because he's very nonchalant about it and everything, this has got to feel sweet for him, though. John is cutting up the press conference. We'll listen to some of that, but this has got to feel sweet for him. He might not admit it. He might go off about Bam Adebayo scoring 83 again or something when he's asked about it. But I know deep down inside, he's just like, hell yeah. I did that shit.
I'm sure it feels good, one, to beat the washed allegations. You beat those allegations. You still got a little bit left in the tank. You're doing good stuff, so you've proved a lot of people wrong. He knows every game that he wins, there are angry people all across the country that are literally watching their TVs. And this is not an exaggeration. There are thousands of people across America in every region that are glued to their TVs today and are angry. Genuinely anger. And I'm not even joking when I say that, like, mad that John Calipari is having success. So that has to feel good. In terms of, what you take away from this game, I agree. This probably isn't even going to move the needle at all for Arkansas in the NCAA tournament. But I think also it doesn't matter. It does matter, because you want to have the best seed possible. But it's like, I think that he's leaving this, he's going to hop on their flight or whatever, heading back to Fayetteville, and he's going to know, I've got a team that's pretty good. I've got a team that's got a chance to be pretty special. I've got a player that we know is very special. I just like us, and that's really what your goal is as a coach, is you want to enter the tournament and have your team prepared for everything they might face. And I think Arkansas, will they be prepared for every single challenge? We'll see. But I think going into the tournament, he's got to feel pretty good from that front, that he's been able to put his team in some tough situations, see them climb out of it. And so for me, I think today's win and what it represents, it's obviously you get a trophy. That's awesome. You get a little number, a little banner and all that. That's great. I think for me, it's just more about seeing Arkansas continue to rise to the occasion. And you said it felt like an Elite Eight game. Those pregame introductions, dude, that crowd was hopping.
That was nice.
You're on ESPN, so you get the fancy cameras and all that. You get the HD 4K stuff. Like, it felt like a big game. The lights were pretty bright here in this game. And once again, John Calipari's team lives for these kinds of moments. And when it comes down to it, time to win the game, his team is ready to do it. And I think that has to feel good no matter who you do it against.
Oh man, absolutely. There's no doubt about it. And we'll, we got the whole selection show watch party that we're going to do here in not that long actually. But I will just say one more thing. For me, I don't care so much about their seating and everything. I want them to be higher because you have a better chance of going somewhere close, and that would be cool. The biggest thing for me is I just hope they don't play until Friday. I hope they're in the Friday, Sunday games instead of the Thursday, Saturday. Get them that extra day. We know how much more pop these guys have, especially Darius Acuff. I know he just went for 30 in his third game in 3 days, but there was still a difference in him Friday night versus today even. So even 24 hours could really make a world of difference. So I do hope that we see them playing on Friday instead of Thursday, but it doesn't matter. These guys are gamers. Hey, folks, you got to check out the new Fight House Gym. It's Northwest Arkansas's #1 boxing, MMA, and strength training gym. It's built for athletes, competitors, and anyone ready to push their limits. From high-energy boxing and MMA training to free weights, elite cardio equipment, sleds, and cross-training, Fight House Gym delivers everything you need to train at the highest level. Push your body to the edge and then recover like a pro with their cold plunge and saunas designed to keep you strong and ready for more. It's not just a gym, it's a mindset. Fight House Gym is now open at 10131 Webb Way in Fayetteville, exit 58 off I-49. Sign up today at fighthousegym.com or call 951-623-9745 and step inside and bring the fight. Let's get in these chats, man. We got a lot. Appreciate everybody for hanging out with us. I know y'all are excited.
Seriously, appreciate everybody. We're going to get to them all. We are going to get to every single super chat, I promise you. But
yes,
already I'm blown away by how many people are fired up. And
this is crazy, man.
Us. That's awesome.
Feels good. It feels real good. Gosh, man, this is awesome. Because my thought process is it was one of two things going to happen. Either, Arkansas would, maybe lose this game, but then we could have the short-term memory because immediately you're going to flip the page, right? And it's like, okay, we're finding out who they're playing for the tournament, and we're over it, and we move on. Or it could be one of the best days of our lives because Arkansas gets to cut down the nets, and then we get to carry that momentum into the selection show. That's what we get here, so I'm fired up, man. I really am.
Yeah.
Heartbroken Hog says, I know we aren't big on the co-player stuff, but I must advocate for co-A-pluses for TB and A-Cuff. What a game, woo damn pig. Yeah, I would say for the report card, considering I refused to give anybody lower than a B grade yesterday, I think everybody's going to get an A today. Well, so we'll talk about it, have a little bit of fun, but you might be onto something there with the Co's. Both those guys were awesome in this one. It was a lot of fun to watch. Mitch's Britches says Trevor Brazil had better never buy a drink in Fayetteville for the rest of his life. The cow hug had some dust in my eye. That was pretty cool. Did you see that?
Oh, that whenever it was after he made the three and then had the not a block, but like a deflection or whatever.
Swatted that lob, yeah.
And like that was, because players and coaches hug, the dap up or whatever. That was a full-on two-hand, just wrap your arms around. And that wasn't just casual, we're celebrating hug. That was like a I love you and appreciate you hug. I thought that was like a genuinely cool moment.
Yes.
It was sweet.
Awesome.
It was sweet is what it was.
It was, man. It was very cool. I love seeing that. From Trent, he said, I said yesterday we need more DJ, and boy, did we get him. Woo Pig Sui. I know A-Cuff is the star, but we go as far as TB goes. He's our X factor. That's been the message from Cal all along, which is probably why he gave him that sweaty embrace there on the sidelines. But you're right. I remember somebody saying that, but coming into the game, DJ had played 27 minutes total in the two games. So it was like, if anybody's fresh, it's going to be him. And he looked at it. It wasn't just the threes that he made. He played a big role in defending Tyler Tanner and everything there too. I thought DJ was very, very good in this game. And this, when you're a 3-year guard in the SEC that's, gone through the wars that he has, it's so important to have a guy like that. He has not had the season that everybody hoped that he would or that he thought that he would. But when you get to this time of the year, having a guy like DJ Wagner that you can turn to is huge. When you have a Darius A-Cuff who was, worn out and everything, and having DJ who can just run the show, not turn it over. You let A-Cuff focus on scoring a little bit. That's massive, man. So I thought DJ was awesome in this one.
You know what DJ is? He's overqualified for his role, which is backup point guard. You know what I mean? Like, I understand DJ was coming out of high school as a 5-star. We had all these, everybody had all these expectations of who he was supposed to be. I think we all agree he's better than just a random backup point guard for sure. And so for him to kind of play this role where he's not needed every day, he just kind of has to get in where he fits in. And today he fit in very heavily to this game. I think that's awesome. The worst thing you can have in any sport in your locker room is to have a guy who is not satisfied with his role, not satisfied with his playing time or how it's playing out, and he's making it everyone else's problem. He's going over to other, and I know you've seen this, Curtis. You got a guy that's going over and he's like, man, can you believe Coach isn't playing me? He's like kind of planting these little negative seeds. I'm not saying we should give DJ credit for not being a loser, but you'd be surprised how many people in his position, a former 5-star who's coming off the bench, playing half the minutes he was playing last year. The fact that DJ is not only not doing that, he's out there leading. He's the most vocal guy on the bench. He's the one who's setting the tone for this team, and he's the one who comes in and is ready to do his role and is not scared of the moment, overqualified for his role. Like I said, I think that is is a really big factor for this team, especially because I think everyone on the team respects him. And so if he were kind of dipping his head and discouraged, I really think it would have an effect on the team. And the fact that he's got good body language, good energy is a really big deal, aside from the actual production he brings today was nice.
Yes, yeah, no, exactly. We will also take the 3 for 3 from 3, man. That's good stuff. Derek says this was a total team win, but Pringle is the unsung hero of this game. I agree, man. You know, when he's playing like that, and let's be honest, that hasn't happened too often this year, but we've seen signs of it and everything. But this is what's the best way to put it? I think it gives Arkansas a different type of attitude, especially on the defensive end of the floor, because the book is out on them. I mean, that's, you know, everybody focuses on what Sean Miller said about Darius Acuff after that game, which was awesome. But one of the other things that really stood out to me when he was like, hey, Arkansas gives up some twos now. Like you can score on them from 2-point range, but, you know, they're long and athletic and they blocking all their shots. You got to be smart and everything. You think he's the only coach saying that? So when Pringle comes in there and he's cracking skulls, you know, like the way that he was today, that kind of changes the dynamic a little bit. So now you have kind of what you envision going into the year. Now he's got to carry this over. Obviously, this is one game, but where you got somebody who will knock you flat on your back, and then you got the Trevin with a 7'4" wingspan that'll go up over the square and block the shot. Well, then you got a pretty decent dynamic there.
Okay, do we agree that the 2 flagrant fouls that were called in this game were a little bit, and there were one for each team, one that benefited Arkansas, one that benefited them, that both of them were a little bit BS?
I probably wouldn't have called either one of them. I thought and easy for me to say as the guy doing the Razorback show here, but I thought Pringle's was really bad call. I just don't know what else he could have done. At least the other one, the McLaughlin dude, like they were saying, like he wound up and he actually wound up hitting him twice. So that felt like, you want to call it a little bit excessive, okay, fine. But the one with Pringle, he left his feet. He did everything he could to kind of stay straight up there. And then the dude leaned into his body and kind of forced him to go down. I don't know what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, textbook common foul. But a
Sure.
small moment that I noticed is the referee, you know, Pringle eventually went to after they reviewed it, he went to the referee and was just kind of like explaining. And the referee gave him a very long, detailed explanation. And Pringle just said, okay, I got you. I could read his lips perfectly. He didn't say much. He said, okay, I got you. And he kind of just nodded. You know, you could tell he didn't agree, but he was like, okay, whatever, I'm moving on. And he didn't let it affect him. He made multiple plays after that happened, multiple rebounds. You know, that's where after he had a seal off. Like the fact that he not only didn't get pissed off about it, but didn't let it like get in the way of his physicality, I thought was really important. And that's what you want to see out of a guy who's in his 14th year of college basketball. Be an adult, which he is.
Yes, he's very much an adult, that's for sure. And also, and we don't have to spend the entire show talking about Nick Pringle, but
no, we should.
He has handled this entire year as a pro. Like anytime he's been at a press conference or been interviewed or whatever, the dude has been humble. He hasn't been sulking in his feelings. He's been, hey, love this team, man. Like I played with great guards before, and these guys are awesome. Whatever I can do to help. Hey, coach, Malik Ewan is balling out right now. Start him in the second half. Get him going. For that guy who's just really kind of lost himself within the team to start playing really well for you when it matters the most, I think is pretty cool. Jane Neighbor says absolute masterclass finish by the Hogs. Yeah, that was emphatic. So this game was tied with 6:40 to go, and it was, let's see,
it was like 74.
It was 74-72 with 3:41 to play, and then Arkansas just shut it down from there. I mean, that's really good work, man.
Or something like that.
Yeah, back-to-back threes from Brazil. Ewan got that bucket in the paint. Acuff made a couple free throws. TB got the second fast break dunk. The first one didn't go down for him. And then, Miles hit that three that was inconsequential there towards the end, and that was it. It's curtains from there. Love it. Love it. We have a video.
I like it.
I'm going to play this video. I don't think it's from the press conference. It looks like a little celebration.
Pretty short video, too.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, bust the lip, but hey, we SEC champs though. Talk to him. Hey, that was me. Talk to him. Hey. Hey, what you got? What you holding on?
You said big time dogs, man. SEC champs, man.
I love it. By the way, we were just talking about flagrant fouls that were maybe like not that big of a deal, and they still called him a flagrant foul. Billy takes an elbow right to the right to the kisser,
Mhm.
and lip bleeding. Him and Acuff, I don't know if either one actually lost a tooth, but they definitely had at least a couple loose. Because you could tell Acuff was really messing around in his mouth a lot today.
Yeah.
And Billy, I mean, his lip just swelled up immediately. Like that was the one that didn't get caught a flagrant.
Right, of course, because of course. I'm never gonna forget Elmer with the confetti right there. That's pretty good
Yeah,
stuff.
that's beautiful.
Oh man, you gotta love it. What is this? I'm pulling it up. Bobby Regan. Oh, freezing cold takes got him. Good.
Oh,
yes.
They're gonna freezing cold takes whenever Arkansas gets popped in the first round.
Yeah, I'm sure Matt Jones will probably get it too for the thank you John Tyson deal. So
that's a reminder, Curtis, to check my bookmarks and go ahead and retweet that.
yeah, there you go. All right, back into the chats, and appreciate everybody for being in here with us. Hickory Hog says, "We are the champions. Woo MF Pig, baby. 6 more wins. Bring it on home, Pig." That's what I'm talking about, man. People are fired up about this, as they should be. I keep thinking back to before we even started this week, where we're like, well, worst case scenario, you got 2 games left with this group, and Darius Acuff. Best case, you got 9. And they've already exceeded the bare minimum expectations. They got you 3, and there's going to be at least a 4th. So that was awesome, man. I have a newfound respect for the SEC tournament. I'll tell you that right now. That was a blast.
Curtis, I've always said the SEC tournament is the most illustrious tournament in the history of athletic competition. And also, Arkansas clinched a single-digit loss season. I tried to say that stat the other day before realizing that it wasn't correct, because I was like, oh, if they lose in the SEC tournament, lose in March, they'll have 10 losses. Arkansas now can only have as many as 9 losses this season.
That's big time, man. No, that's good. That's real good.
It looks good in the record book, seeing a very small digit there.
Yes. This from Razorback Communications. The SEC tournament awards are out. Darius Acuff Jr. MVP. All tournament team averaged 30.3 points, 7.7 assists, and shot 50% from 3 on an average of 4 makes per game down in Nashville. And Trevin Brazil, named to the all-tournament team, he averaged a double-double, 14.7 points and 10 rebounds per game in the 2 games there. So there you go. A couple hogs that were honored.
I like that. What's Arkansas's record in games where Trevin Brazil hits his first 3?
It's got to be up there.
First one, it's got to be like 92% or something like that.
Yes, yeah, it's got to be up there, man. Derek Tips says he witnessed greatness today. You did.
Yeah.
You did. That was special, man. It truly was. Gosh, man, it feels good. Feels really good.
And I hope they enjoy these next 4 days of doing nothing.
Yeah.
Other than traveling.
And it's almost, sometimes when teams lose, maybe a game like this or whatever game, you kind of do remember how this feels. You never want to feel that way again. And that's like the motivator. I feel the same way about this. Like, remember how this feels. You definitely want to feel this way again. So let's just keep winning games, But now I just love this, man, because it really does give you just a ton of momentum and confidence going into the dance. And every game's going to kind of take on its own little life there, but they can really draw back on these experiences, and it's going to be big for them. And I think it's big, too, for the fan base. I know it sounds silly, but I even had people during this game today, which was a war. One guy tweeted at me and was like, it's just really hard to watch this team sometimes. And I'm like, it is? I love watching this team. They give me a heart attack 4 times a day, but they're 26-8 and just won the SEC tournament. I think for a lot of people, they almost needed to see that, because they've done some good things, but it was but they came up a little short against Bama, and they didn't get past Duke, and you lost the home game to Kentucky. What the hell happened at Florida? They're too inconsistent. They're soft in the paint, whatever. They have their flaws, but I think we know what they're capable of, what the ceiling actually looks like for this team.
And I think that what they showed in this tournament is that they have their finger on the pulse of just how hard they need to try. And I think it was no secret to them that they were facing the 15th best team in the league yesterday. And you could tell it affected the way that they competed, the way that they finished down the stretch. And maybe they were a little bit tired because it was a quicker turnaround there. In this game, you could tell they knew, hey, we're going to have to level up a little bit, because this ain't no scrub team. This is a legitimate team. And they were ready for it. And if you think that these guys are not having the exact same conversation that you guys are having in terms of, hey, this was nice, but guys, remember, we do have to play a pretty big game on Friday. You know, like, you think they're just going to show up Friday and be like, man, that was so sick on Sunday. I'm no longer interested in winning. Like, you know, if they do wind up losing early in the tournament, it's not going to be because they got caught off guard and got too big for their britches.
Right.
These guys are having the same conversations we've had.
Yes. That's very true. The student section pod says, give Nick the first MVP with 0 points, or TB, I guess. Yeah, I might give Nick a little co-action. Hey, I have this is going to piss people off. I have breaking news.
I like it. I like this. Let's hear it.
The latest update within the last 3 minutes from bracketology guru, expert Joe Lenardi has your Arkansas Razorbacks as a 5 seed going to
Top
Portland.
5 seed.
Playing St. John's in the second round, by the way.
Did I see him move them down yesterday, Curtis? Is that what I saw?
Well, they moved down, but really St. John's jumped them, is what he did.
Gotcha.
Now, I think he might need to reevaluate that after Arkansas picked up this win here, but will it be too little too late? I don't know. But, yeah, still had him as a 5. I thought he might take the bait and move him up there, but he didn't. St.
John's is playing pretty well. They seem to level up. But didn't they go like 1-7 against the SEC, the league that Arkansas was dominated?
They lost to Kentucky. They lost to Auburn. They lost to somebody else. Damn, I can't remember who else got him. At least one more SEC school got him. And I think the only one that they beat was Ole Miss by like 5 or something, whatever. Squealy Dan says, Woo Pig Suey boys, Trevin Brazil, excellent effort. 3J Wagner on the loose. Yes, Bloody Billy dunks, A-Cup cooking per usual. SEC champs. Nothing better than Billy getting busted open like that and then immediately throwing down a lob.
Yeah. Did not it actually probably made him feel a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more like he was in a dogfight. That's where he wants to be.
Mm-hmm. Oh gosh. Okay. I guess we need to play this one real quick. This might just get the people going a little bit. Here we go.
Ooh. By the way, do we know how we're getting this video?
No.
Bill, the Memphis way! Bill! Hold it up, Bill! Bill!
Come on, man.
Who was that chanting, Bill, the Memphis way?
I don't know.
By the way, so, I don't know how many times I've called the Hogs in my life, but you can always tell, how many times someone's done it based on how they're doing it. Where would we estimate like number of times Cal? Because we know I think there's maybe like 1 or 2 times we've seen him do it. Is this like the 6th time that Cal has actually called the Hogs?
I think he's done it at Sassy's maybe a couple times, and then that's pretty much it. So
I think he also felt awkward about the fact that there's a microphone, and
he was mid-interview. Yeah.
We put Leak in that spot the other night where he had he has the mic on and he's sitting there doing, and it's like kind of tough. I think he felt uncomfortable a little bit, which is fair.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair. It's okay. Oh man, from Jammers Time, Trevin, the X Factor, Brazil. Yeah,
I like that.
It's been proven time and time again that that's the case. Might be Mike says, I called the TB game against Texas. I said it would be a DJ game today. Maybe not the numbers, but his fingerprint was all over the game. Clutch threes. Yeah, he had it all. The numbies were there. The numbies were good enough for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me just go back to the box score real quick. Yeah, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 0 turnovers. Only 23 minutes, man. It's a pretty nice day at the office, got to say.
What's funny is if DJ just made any of the wide open looks from point blank range that he was getting, I mean, he really would have popped off. All the shots he made were though some of the threes he took were like semi-contested too. Like he made more difficult shots than the ones that he missed.
Yeah, he had a couple of them there that we're usually like, just you can shoot the open ones, but don't shoot those. And he knocked them down. So good on him, man. Hey, shout out to OZK Insurance, our partners over here for all of our post-game content at the Pot at the Palace. We know they're an independent insurance agency who's going to be able to shop all those carriers to get you the best price and the best coverage that fits you. They've also paired it with this new full-service mobile app where you can keep everything all on the convenience of your phone. You can pay your bills, request roadside assistance, file claims, request policy changes, or even get new quotes all from your phone there. So if you're tired of being stuck with one carrier or chasing down paperwork, go to ozkinsurance.com or search OZK Insurance in the App Store or Google Play. It's a local agency with national level options, one powerful app. That is OZK Insurance. All right, back into it. I'm wondering if this is going to be one of those things where we just roll right into the into the selection show. Yeah, we got a lot to get to.
It starts at 5, right? The selection show?
5-ish. Whenever the other games are over, I guess.
I think we're looking at maybe 1 hour break.
Yeah, I think so too. Pee break, get something to drink, get back to it. Kingsley says it always mattered. Winning is everything. The brand is strong. The Inside Arkansas fellas are amazing. Let's go. John, how does that broth taste, baby?
What is that a reference to?
I don't know.
But yeah, we like that.
He said it's outstanding. So whatever, you know how Kingsley is, man, in the kitchen. He's always whipping something up.
Did he send John like a something?
A recipe, maybe? I don't know. I don't know who started this, but I saw it from Madison. He said Trevin looked into the camera and said, "This one's for you, Ryan." That's pretty good. Pretty
you
good.
Think when Trevin hit that 3 at the end, that Ryan had that like Coach Cal face whenever he was informed that Auburn lost?
Yeah. Tuna's house said huge team win, but TB though monstrous tonight. Woo Pig Suey. Yeah, I mean he had himself a hell of a tournament statistically, but that was awesome.
I mean, listen, I know that we Trevin is certainly not the model of consistency, I wouldn't say, and we kind of still view him as this like all or nothing guy. If you look at his last like 6 weeks, maybe even 2 months of basketball, he's really good more often than he's bad.
Mm-hmm.
And and a lot of times he's just kind of pretty good with a couple huge plays, but like he's actually been fairly consistent over the last couple months. If you really go look at just the performances, I think you'd be surprised at how rarely he has a just complete nothing burger of a game. Mm-hmm. It's pretty rare these days, which I know is not the most ringing endorsement, but he really doesn't have horrible basketball games that often anymore.
Right. No, he's been playing a lot better. And there's always waves that you ride, because I think he does the thing where sometimes he starts off so hot that you're just thinking, oh God, he might go for, 32 and 18 or something today. And then there'll be a stretch where he cools off. And then, it's automatically assumed that he's not trying, or why does he disappear or whatever. It's really hard to maintain that. But he was way more consistent for the most part here in this tournament. He was a little quiet at times in there, but when you average 15 and 10 over 3 games and you're hoisting a trophy, hard to be mad at the man. Jafra says, fun fact about Darius Acuff, I love him.
Yeah.
Me too. That's Lanky loves Trevin Brazil and DJ Wagner. There's a lot of love on this show today, and rightfully so.
As there should be, for sure.
What do we have from John here?
It's
Amir Brown hoisting the trophy there. Nobody more deserving than friend of the show, Amir Brown.
Yeah, no. He got a lot of TV time this week, too. I noticed him up there a lot. Good for Amir.
He's very much on the find someone who looks at you the way Amir Brown looks at Darius Acuff train.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Every time he came out, it was just like, that guy. One day, Let me get this off of here. What is this? Oh, the broth. Okay. All right. Hate the most. There you go. Everybody read that. Okay. Gotcha. I knew there was something there. I was like, wait, with the broth.
No, I was like, I feel like we would have known about this, but
it's like an inside joke that we weren't privy to and we didn't know how to react.
We're sorry, Kingsley. We love you.
Yeah, we love you, man. Sharkansas says, I'm so happy, mostly for TB. nobody in the SEC more deserving. It's been a long road for Trevin, man.
Dude, between
5 years.
Trevin and Nick, how many times have they played in the SEC tournament? Those dudes have played like a combined 15 games in Nashville.
Yes, a lot.
And Nick might have won one.
Yeah, he might have.
Maybe his like freshman year at Bama or something like that. But like, you know, he's also lost a lot. So, you know, that's
right.
That's got to be good for both those guys who have been here and done this so many times to actually win it. That's got to be cool.
Yeah, for sure, man. Rufus is back. Rufus had a banger yesterday, by the way, and we missed you yesterday. But you were busy covering baseball, putting belt to ass on Mississippi State. Rufus says, "Steel met steel, and the Hogs did not yield. Let the faithful raise their voices. The banner flies high. Woo Pig Suey from the UK."
I like that.
Beautiful.
Rufus, I guess Rufus is like getting ready for bed right now.
Maybe so.
Maybe probably should already. Maybe it's like, you know, past his bedtime even. Yeah. Probably a late night right now. But we appreciate you no matter what.
How can you sleep after something like that? Yeah, my goodness, man. It's lanky. He says the last 3 minutes of the first half was insane. That was a back and forth type of deal there. You know, it was a little bit sloppy maybe at times early on, but that last 3 minutes was so chaotic. The shot making was at such a high level. That was a big validation for both teams playing in that game, because, you know, a lot of people were doing the bit about, oh, you know, like Florida's not in there. The top 2 seeds aren't in there. How great of a game is this going to be? And it was awesome. Yeah. That was an awesome game. Arkansas wound up winning by double digits, but man, that was some big time ball right there.
Yeah, as much as I would have loved for Arkansas to just dominate Vanderbilt today, like Vanderbilt was good. You know, like they had a lot of spurts and a lot of moments where you're like, whew, man. You know, like they're tough, and you know Arkansas's gonna have to make some shots down the stretch. But yeah, you want to time your run as best as you can. I mean, could not have picked a better time to just go on a 14-2 run. I love
it. Yeah, no kidding, man. Woo Pig Nation says this is a dang good feeling for a Hog fan. Don't stop now, Woo Pig baby. Yeah, job's not done. Don't be satisfied. But honestly, it does feel great, and you know this is the beauty of having several days here to kind of reset, and you celebrate this. They're going to have a happy flight home and everything, but I guess they'll probably stay in Nashville until after the selection show at this point. But it's all, I think that having that show where they release the bracket, it's almost like a good way to kind of reset you and ground you a little bit. You got days where you can kind of turn the page and everything, but then you immediately have something else to be excited about, but also to focus on and everything. My point is, they should be plenty over this and locked back in by Thursday, Friday, whenever they play, to the point where you're not worried about, are they going to have a letdown because they're still thinking about the SEC tournament? No, this has always been the goal for them to get to where they're headed here later today.
I like that. Curtis, can I read you a tweet from your hero, the king of sports media? I would maybe dub him Stephen A. Smith.
Yes, please.
He says, Acuff is so damn special. He's up there for sure. Reminds me of Iverson. Whatever it takes, he can do it to get the job done. But here's the real deal. At Razorback men's basketball is all caps loaded. Brazil, Wagner off the bench, Richmond the third, team to watch in the tourney.
It's real ball knower right there, just spitting knowledge. So
that you know what that reads to me? A guy that like just watched Arkansas play for the first time today and is like, yo, these guys are nasty. But I mean, I do think he's correct in his assessment that we got something cooking here. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
We'll take anyone on the bandwagon. Anyone that wants to come on. Kendrick Perkins, Stephen A., you know, everybody.
Right. There will come a time tonight, or I don't know, probably like in the wee hours of the morning, because you think about it, like we got this, we'll wrap this up, we'll do our selection show. We still got our radio stuff that we have to do. I got to figure out Pot at the Palace. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. But when all the dust settles, there's going to be nothing better than just laying in bed tonight and just opening that phone and just seeing what everybody has to say about the Hogs, man. I can't wait for that. Hairless Hog of his word, says, keep taking my money. Just incredible, and thank you for all you do. You allow us to soak it up even more. Love you guys. We love you guys too. Obviously, we got the itch, man. We're ready to get on the road here with the team. Thought long and hard about getting out there for this game today, and now obviously I'm regretting it now, but couldn't leave the little man, honestly. And then I'm also thinking ahead of, I'm planning on making multiple trips the next few weeks here. So let's go. It can't end next week, baby.
Yeah, we still got to go to San Diego. Still got to go to Washington, D.C. I mean, we're going to be, we still got to go to Indy. I mean, there's a lot of trips left in the tank. You got to save your bullets for sure.
Big Poppy says, go check on your UK friends. They'll be all right. They'll be all right.
I'm so stupid. I really was like, no, Rufus is fine. He's doing good.
Yeah.
UK. Okay. Different. Sorry.
Yeah. Rufus is hanging in there for sure. I mean, they played Florida within single digits 3 times, so they're doing okay over there. Tamara says, one shining moment. Love these Hogs. Congrats, guys. Yes.
Although this is not our one shining moment. This is just an appetizer. This is like an exhibition game.
Imagine
one shining moment.
Yeah, imagine having 2 shining moments.
I like that.
Fred says, it feels so good. A trophy for the Hogs. It's been too long. Yeah, it's been 26 years.
Yeah, I mean, listen, y'all remember the 2021 football season when Arkansas won all those trophy games and it became like a thing? And we kind of were like, okay, this is a little, even in the moment, we were like, this is a little bit weird. They haven't won many of those trophies since. And we miss it, And so even if it kind of, you're like, okay, is it a little silly that we're like, taking this weird little plaque that we got and making it a big deal? But it's like, it's easy to appreciate it whenever you don't have that. And I like the 2000 team. I was 3 years old. I don't have any any memories about that team at all. Right. So it's like, for me, this is a big deal. I've never seen this in my life.
I had to look it up yesterday. I was like, I actually don't remember exactly when it was that they won their last one. I just know it was a long time ago. So we'll remember this one. It's big time, man. From Trey, he says, the run to end the game was something special. I really hope the committee gives us the 4 seed now and gives us Oklahoma City. Yeah, the way to get to Oklahoma City is to either have the 4 seed or, and we might have just ruined our chance here, it was for Vanderbilt to actually move up to a 3 and bump Nebraska down. Because I started seeing some of that today where Nebraska was the 4, Arkansas was a 5, and they sent them to Oklahoma City. Now that would be electric if that wound up happening. So I don't know. We'll see. I haven't seen too many projections, to be honest with you guys, up until that one that I saw today that I tagged John in. I hadn't seen anything in like 2 weeks for Arkansas to Oklahoma City. Also didn't see anything for Arkansas going to Providence until it happened. So, who the hell knows what it's going to wind up looking like. But, yeah, if they go somewhere close, that'd be awesome. I'm just really interested to see what the matchups are going to look like. Which 12 or 13 seed or whatever are they going to draw? They have to play Kansas again. Are they going to match them up with Rick Pitino again? Who the hell knows, man? But it's going to be fun. And we'll know soon.
You'll get a 5 seed in Portland and you'll like it.
Yeah, probably so. Steve Bardwell says, thanks to Kentucky for seeding freshman blue chip recruiting to Arkansas and Duke. Yeah, I mean, it's nice having guys like this. I can't remember. I think it was a WKRP that was in there the other day and was like, Arkansas's never had players like this or whatever. And it's like, they've actually had a pretty solid run on Burger Boys here, but I do think it is fair to admit that A-Cuff's built a little bit different.
Yeah, and by the way, because I see he puts Cal in parentheses, which is obviously correct. Cal's a big reason why these guys come here. That is the part of history that is going to get misconstrued the most as we get further and further away from it, Curtis, that if you really look at what Kentucky was doing the last 4 or 5 years under Cal, obviously still some really good classes. Like that team he had before, I think that was like a top 2 or 3 class or whatever, had a lot of really good freshmen. But if you remember that year that Duke had Zion, RJ Barrett, and Cam Reddish, it was like 3 of the top 4. And none of them went to Kentucky. Like Tyler Hero was ranked like 18th, and he was the top 1. Kentucky was starting to fall off even under Cal. As crazy as that is, they were starting to lose their position as like the home for all the blue bloods because Duke started getting in that mix for all those top guys, and Duke is obviously going to continue to do that. And to your point, Arkansas was also elevating their stance under Eric Musselman. So I think a lot of people remember it as like, oh, Arkansas was this barren program that had never seen talent. And Kentucky, had all these great guys, and Cal took them over. There was a little bit of nuance there.
Yes,
that people forget, and we, in 20 years, no one will remember that Moses Moody existed.
Right? yeah. Anthony Black, who? Yeah, come on, right. Man. Bo Subtle says top 5 weekend of all time. It's been a pretty good one. Yeah, it has been a pretty good one.
Does anybody have to know what softball is doing today? Because they, by the way, beat Alabama. They gave Alabama softball their first loss this season yesterday. You win natties in track. multiple natties, I believe, in track, which that's just another ho-hum.
Another day at the office
tournament.
Mm-hmm.
We absolutely eviscerate Mississippi State in baseball. I mean, dominated in every phase of the game. I mean, sheesh.
It's just the way the pig operates, man. Stripest Wig says, my favorite part of this win is how much it will piss BBN off. Fraudulent win. Go argue with the wall. Yeah, I mean, listen, I wish that Arkansas would have played A&M like they were supposed to, and Alabama like they were supposed to, and then Florida like they were supposed to win this SEC tournament. But it's actually the opposite of fraudulent, because Arkansas beat all of these teams that they're better than. You know, the people who got fraud checked during this were Alabama, who got punked by Ole Miss, and Texas and Georgia, who got punked by Ole Miss, and Texas A&M, who couldn't get through Oklahoma. All Arkansas can do, it's not their fault the bracket got busted around them. And so you play the game in front of you, win it. I'm sure Arkansas wanted some of those better teams to get in there, because if you take care of business against them, then we're not even having a conversation about, is Arkansas going to be on the 5 line or are they going to be higher? But it didn't work out that way. So they had to play the Cinderella spoiler instead. They did that. And then, like you said at the top, I do think it's telling that in the championship game, so the most pressure-filled game against by far the best team that you saw, they played their best game. So good on them. Nothing else. When it does not matter who you face, when you get through a tournament like this, where you got to play back-to-back games, and you're there with all your peers, that people that you've been competing with all year, whoever comes out on top on that freaking earned it, and Arkansas earned it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because everyone's dealing with the same circumstances for the most part. You're having to deal with the same kind of quick turnaround, all that. It's the same type of challenge. And this is also something that really only exists in the moment. In 20 years, we are not going to be sitting here being like, well, that 2025 or 2026 tournament was awesome, but they got a weird draw. Because we also we don't say, dude, I loved Eric Musselman's first Elite Eight team. They were all right, but they did get to play Oral Roberts, so can you really, does that really count? Like, no, you went to the Elite Eight. We're going to remember for the rest of our lives. We're going to tell our kids we went to the Elite Eight. You don't sit there and say, well, I mean, they played New Mexico State, so it's like, no, that's not how it works.
Exactly. No, exactly. From C. Shep, he says, TB in the last 3 minutes, his overall impact, Richmond in the first half. DJ's minutes were huge, etc., and Vandy should go up too. They whipped Florida. They can be very dangerous too. I agree. Like this, the only indictment that I felt like today was on Vanderbilt is that everybody in the world just knows now for sure that they just need to be reminded one more time that Arkansas is better than them. Now, outside of that, I got no shade for Vandy. They proved themselves to me. You beat Tennessee on the road, and then you beat them 4 days later on a neutral, and then you beat Florida the way that they did. Wherever they wind up, they earned it. I mean, I think they're a really good team. So full credit to them. They're just, listen, man, they're not Arkansas. I don't know what to tell you. We fully established that now. So good on the pig.
Maybe Arkansas is just their Florida, because I think Florida is kind of the team where it's like, if Arkansas runs into them, they just might not have it. I think Vanderbilt, that might be the case here.
Yeah. T Razorback says, tithing 10% of my bet Saracen A-Cuff 10+ assist profit. Appreciate you guys daily. Well, thank you for that. And yeah, I don't even think I mentioned that when I was talking about his 30 points and 5 threes. They did have 11 assists in this game, which is crazy. And he had 3 turnovers at halftime, only 1 in the second half. I was getting a little bit.
He had some.
I was getting kind of annoyed.
They were all live ball too, which was crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, that one he just dribbled right into Duke Miles. But Curtis, I did the thing today where I've had games where I've like laddered, A-Cuff's points and been like, oh, A-Cuff 15 in Arkansas to win, A-Cuff 20 in Arkansas to win, A-Cuff 25, and then if he pops off, I get it all. In this one, I stopped at 20, and that's the stupidest mistake I made today. Because it was like plus 165, Darius A-Cuff to score 20 in Arkansas to win. And I should have just sprinkled on 30, because I think that was like plus 450 or something crazy like that. But I'm a coward, and I have to live with that.
You're not a coward. Shep says, Vanderbilt runs so much 5-out stuff, they're hard to guard. They figured out who they needed to sag off in the second half. Yeah, it is. It's a unique offense to have to defend. they run so much dribble handoff action, which gives Arkansas some issues. They were doing those open side ball screens that have also given Arkansas issues. And they run a lot of flare screens to get those shooters open. It's like you really got to be on point with your communication. You got to be physical and fight through that stuff. They did so much better of a job in the second half. And, yeah, you're right. I think they kind of understood a little bit later. They just were more aware of the personnel and where you can bring the help from and where you can't. Billy left Tyler Nickel a couple times and he paid for it. But did you notice – I can't remember which – it was one of their bigs. It might have been Washington. There was like a weird play where Trevin was trying to front him or something. He wound up with the ball. And so Washington's on the block, and Billy Richmond's right behind him in post defense. And Billy just turned and ran away. He ran out to the perimeter and just left the rim wide open, and Washington had no idea. And then
the crowd went crazy. The crowd was like, oh! You see that in football sometimes where, like, the quarterback's looking to one side of the field and there's just a guy streaking, and you kind of, like, you're frustrated because you can see it, but it's like you also know he had no real way of knowing. That was a tough one where, like, the whole crowd was like, just score, just score.
My God, man. I was screaming. If I was in the crowd, people would have heard me. I was like, what are you doing? But they do some stuff like that at least once a game. You're just like, okay, maybe not again. I don't know. Hey, a final shout out to our sponsors here, Blue Ember. I feel like if we wouldn't have had the run that we did last week and on Monday at Blue Ember, maybe Arkansas wouldn't have done this just now. Would Malik Thomas have had 29 in that game the other day had he not gotten loaded up with those Monday nachos? People were talking. I don't know, but you got to go check it out. And I don't know about you guys, but when I'm done with all this today, I'm going to be starving. And I would love to go get a slab of those ribs maybe. Now, Blue Ember's really good, man. Check them out. Fort Smith, Jonesboro, Texarkana, Little Rock, Hot Springs, and Rogers are the locations, and they will cater for you as well. So give them a call on their you got all the individual numbers to each location on your screen. They'll give you some more info on pricing there, or you can scan the QR code on your screen or go to www.blueembersmokehouse.com, and they'll get you all set up. Okay, we have one more clip from John Caliperry. This is his press conference now that we were told is a must play. And then we'll rapid fire our way through the rest of these chats and see what happens here. But let's see what our man John Caliperry had to say about this.
When you've done this a long time and you're in the business of young people, it is about the name on the back of the jersey. Yes, we're doing it for Arkansas. But I'm so proud of DJ Wagner, what he did, the last rebound he got, the threes he hit, how he defended, the energy he brought. I am so happy for Nick and what he did because Malik did not play well. And then all of a sudden I'm proud of him because it's the first time this year he started that way. In the last 5 minutes, the reason we won was Malik Ewan. And then you had Malik Thomas. I went down on the bench because I wasn't going to put him back in, not because of him, because of what was happening on the court. And I walked down and I said, listen, I'm going to stick with this group. So, and he looks at me and says, I'm good. I'm great. And I hugged him. And then I gave him a kiss on the cheek. He was like, what the hell? But you look at it, you look at Billy, you look at how much Darius has grown, not only as a basketball player, as a leader. It's incredible. That's what we should be in the business for. You want to win, but it's the name on the back that I'm in the business for. Now, I kind of been that way and done all right at every school I've been at. So you could say it's wrong, or you can live with it. You could be peed off or peed on. I really don't care. And so this was for these guys. Can I tell them what I said in the pregame? So I said, guys, it's another game. We're trying to get better. Let's see where we are. We're holding our seed. And Nick Pringle in the back said, hell no. Bullshit. this is for a championship. And I said, if that's what you need me to say, great, let's go get this championship. I mean, this is about them. I've done this so long. There's stuff you do you don't even know. And I said it the other day. I don't have a rear view mirror in my car. I look one way, out, that way. And so the stuff, I've been blessed. I've been blessed that their families let me coach them. And hopefully I'm giving back.
Dude.
I mean, I would declare that a must-watch. That is a must-play. We play a lot of these clips, Curtis. I think that little segment there was the best we've had this season.
Peed off or peed on?
Oh my goodness, man!
That was fantastic work. And I know that I know it's triggered some places in the past when he says that kind of stuff, but it context matters with everything, and what he's saying makes sense because it's true. Like that's what he's doing here. He is pouring in to these guys on the roster, giving everything he has to the players that he recruits, the relationships that he's built with families, and wants to see those guys succeed. And that's where he finds his joy. Yeah, of course, you want to, you want to win. You want to make the fans proud and the state proud. And yeah, absolutely, man. But he sees if I can get these guys to be successful, if I can get these guys to represent themselves the right way, then the winning and everything is going to be a byproduct of making a difference for these dudes. That's what he's saying. It's not the hell with Arkansas or Kentucky or I don't care about winning or I don't care about it's not that. It is his approach of being a player's coach that leads to the success that he's had. And he's right. Everywhere he's gone, he's found a whole heck of a lot of it.
For sure. And what's funny is like we always praise coaches, whether it's high school, college, or whatever. We always praise coaches when they say, I just want to do what's best for the kids. That's the priority. I'm trying to make great leaders of men. I'm trying to make them better people and all that. We always praise coaches for that. But somehow Cal gets misconstrued as this guy who only cares about himself and only cares about, getting guys money or whatever than he does winning, despite the fact that he wins everywhere he goes.
Right.
I honestly, I say weird things every now and then. I'm not joking when I say this. If you listen to that clip and you somehow interpret that as Cal saying that he doesn't care about winning and that he just wants to get guys paid and get guys money, you are a Neanderthal booger-eating moron that does not understand anything about the world that we live in. Like that, it really is that simple. Because it's crazy, Curtis, how often that has been used as negative against Cal. They're like, oh, he's just trying to help the young man that he brought in and that he, looked his mom and dad in the eye and said, I'm going to do the best thing I can for your kid. He's just trying to do the best thing for him. He's a moron. And I'm like, if that's the way you want to view this, then I just don't know what to tell you. You are helpless as a human being. You're not going to make it in life. I'm just sorry. You're not going to ever be able to accomplish anything. I'm sorry.
And John Caliperry is not going to be there to help you when it all happens. So Ryan says with 5M effort from TB for 15, with 5-minute effort from TB for 15 minutes, maybe is what he's saying, we can beat anyone. Yeah, you played well this week and you beat everybody that was put in front of you. For sure.
And made the biggest plays in the game to help you win that. So
yeah, he did, man. Yes, when a player plays great, it increases your chances to win, for sure.
Hey Curtis, what I was thinking about? Darius Acuff took 20 shots tonight. Mm-hmm. He made 9 of them. If he had made the 11 that he missed, he would have went 20 for 20 and Arkansas would have won by 50.
Yeah.
If you think about it like that, dude, changes the way you view it.
Yeah, it's crazy. If I just don't understand why he's not perfect at all times.
Yeah. Why don't we just run offense through him every single possession? Mm-hmm. Why doesn't he block every shot that the defense throws at him? Mm-hmm. God forbid he averages 3 blocks and 3 steals and 15 points and 10 rebounds. Why doesn't he just average more? I don't understand it.
Yeah, it's a weird deal. The world may never know, honestly. Love you, Ryan. I won't kiss you on the cheek like Cal did Malik Thomas. But
he's like, what the hell? I really hope Pogs Plus or somebody, please tell me there was a camera somewhere, because obviously it happened in the middle of the game on the bench. I I would pay Vice or Hogs Plus or whoever any amount of money to get that footage with the microphone. I need it.
Oh, and then I can just imagine whenever Cal turns around and walks away, like whoever was sitting on either side of league just looking at him like, damn, bro.
Dying laughing. Yeah. Oh, can we reschedule the already happened Blue Ember event? Because I desperately want to hear Malik's side of that story.
Oh goodness. The Shandy Man says, so happy y'all. So do I wash this jersey, underwear, socks, and shorts I've worn for the last 3 days, or leave them for the tourney? Woo damn pig, boys. I think you got to leave it be.
Yeah, no, for sure. Do not.
That's a risky wash. Maybe just hang them up outside or something. Let the wind blow a little stank off of them. But
yeah, it'll be all right.
Yeah, you can't. No detergent allowed.
I mean, the worst case scenario is you stink for a month. Worst case scenario, and I think we can live with that worst case scenario, right?
Yeah, we could. Sharkensaw says, I need the Virginia matchup like I need air. I know every so often, like when Andrew's talking, I'm just kind of looking, I'm saying, oh, has anybody else updated a bracket yet? I'm just wondering, what's this looking like? Yeah, Virginia would be a real interesting one. They got a couple big shot blockers in there, including one of Cal's former players. That seems to be the one that makes the most sense to me if they want to follow all the principles or the rules that they have for bracketing. If Arkansas is a 5. If they're a 4, I have no idea. It might be Wisconsin. It might be North Carolina. It could be a number of different teams in there. So we'll see. But if anyone would be interesting.
Now, Virginia, they are going to be a 4 seed, correct?
I think so. They'll definitely, they won't be any lower than a 4.
Okay, so they could be a 3 is what we're saying?
Potentially.
Okay.
It feels like they're trying to move somebody ahead of Nebraska to take a 3.
Yeah.
And a lot of folks, I feel like, were saying that was going to be Vanderbilt, but Arkansas might have just screwed that up. I don't know. It depends on how much stock they put into this game. So maybe Vandy, Virginia lost yesterday to Duke. Maybe they just leave Nebraska right there. I don't know.
I would pretty much accept a 5 seed if it meant playing Virginia, if I'm being honest with you.
I think I would too.
Not that and listen, they're a good team. Like, it's not like one of those things where I think Arkansas would beat them by 30 or anything like that, but I
like the matchup more than I like some others.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sean says, if the Hogs are still a 5 seed, we riot.
Well,
I mean,
just riot with us to whatever city we're going to, whether that's San Diego, Portland. If it's Portland, we really need you because we might need backup.
If we get the combination of 5 seed and Portland and, the Michigan bracket or whatever, we might just have all the dominoes fall in the wrong direction, and then we'll complain about it for just a few minutes and then get excited to go. But, what happened?
I have another tweet for you.
Okay.
Dick Vitale.
Ooh.
The man of the hour of the SEC is at Coach Cal Arkansas. Yes, congrats to Cal for winning his 7th SEC title as Arkansas beat a really good Vanderbilt 86-75, led by the sensational diaper dandy Darius Acuff, who had 30 points and 11 rebounds. He did not have 11 rebounds. Come on, Dickie V. Let's clean that up. It was assists. Cal has earned the flowers, he says.
Wow. He has. Good on Dickie V, man. I like that.
Game respects game. Now that all we needed to do was get a villain on our side, and now Dickie V loves us.
Yeah, exactly. Who's that I need to go find that bracketologist that was giving Razorback fans so much shit about the Vanderbilt thing. I think it was 801 bracketology. He really started trolling them and everything, and I wonder what he's had to say about all this. Well, the metrics say the WAB, the wins above bubble, will tell you. Shut up, nerd.
I may or may not have fired off a DM to a draft guy during the game.
Good. I got
one who had Tyler Tanner number 2 overall on his board. Number 2.
Boy. Is that the one that had 8? Go ahead.
Yeah, he had Acuff 38. Sorry, yes. Acuff 38, Tyler Tanner 2 on his draft board. Imagine being that far off. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild. That is absolutely wild. Donut Boy says, we ready to name Fayetteville, rename Fayetteville to Acuffville. He might get like a holiday named after him. He might get his own day, Darius Acuff. I think that's fair. Whatever day they win the title, Jaded Sports Fan says, shout out TB, DJ, Nick, Billy, and Darius Acuff. Can't believe the Billy elbow to the face wasn't a flagrant one. after Pringles was upgraded, great team win onto the tourney. That's the thing right there. I wouldn't have had a big issue with it had what Pringle just gotten, teed up for wouldn't have happened.
I know they're not allowed to do this, and they would never admit it if this were the case. I wonder if they got on that monitor and said, dude, we can't just keep calling everything a flagrant. And they were like, F it. I know this one's worse, but like, let's overcorrect here. And like, we just can't keep calling everything a flagrant because a lot of these are just bare bones basketball plays,
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Including that one, by the way, because obviously I don't think the guy was trying to elbow Billy in the face, but usually that's in the rule. It's like head or neck area, forcible contact. That was that. But yeah, I wonder if they literally like let the pressure get to him a little bit.
Probably. They probably did. Did you feel like they were bad though, like otherwise in the game?
Not any worse than just your typical. I mean, college basketball is the most impossible sport to officiate. So, you could pretty much go to it's like calling holding in the NFL where you're like, you could slow it down and, you could call every single holding, or you could say, like, let's let them play. Like, it's one of those things where it's open to interpretation. And so
right.
I think it was your standard college basketball officiated game, if I'm being honest with you.
Sounds fair. Walla Hog says, I'm already resigned to the 5 seed, but the least the committee could do is give us a good venue. No, they'll screw us there too. Yeah. Go Hogs.
No Portland, man. No Portland.
I think I tend to agree. Like, if you're going to give them a 5, then send them to a more favorable thing. But the problem is they won't do that because the protected seeds in the top 4 range are going to be the ones that get the preferential treatment. So what you would have to hope for if you're a 5 is that Arkansas winds up against Nebraska or, because in that region they would want Oklahoma City, and that's your ability to get there. But if it's freaking St. John's or, if it's Virginia, you'll probably go to Philly. And I don't know. So we'll see. I'm getting anxious about it. What we got here? WooMF Pig says, update, alive but unwell. But what a beautiful way to end the Woo Pig weekend. Team of Destiny, curious to know what's the most hung you've ever been. Why do we keep doing this? I don't
The most hung over I've ever been, I believe, is what he's asking. I don't know the answer to that, but it would have had to have been when I was like way younger.
Yeah, probably post college, but not by a lot.
Yeah, when I do really drink these days, I get hungover easier now as an adult, but that's why I drink less. But when I was younger, I was a little more brazen, so I definitely have to go back to like 19 years old or something like that. Probably off some Four Loko.
You really messing with Four Loko?
It comes a time when you got $13 in your checking account, brother, and you got a party to go to.
It's a business
Four Loko is your friend.
Okay, I got you. From our man Peyton, he says, some will say this is due to Blue Ember and Inside Arkansas having this amazing partnership. Woo Pig fellas.
I mean,
people are talking.
Yeah,
people are talking. Exclusive Carts says DJ put in some awesome, solid minutes today. Yeah, he was really good, man. You need production from your bench. Like yes, when you get to this point, Arkansas is going to rely on their stars in the backcourt, in Acuff and Malik Thomas. But being able to have a veteran like that, which we talked about earlier, it's super valuable, man. And he showed up and showed out today. He was good. We've got Jafra in here, says UK fans tried to tell us this wouldn't be fun. They tried to tell us a lot of things that wound up not being rooted in fact, in reality. I'm having a hell of a time so far. I don't know about you, but I'm having a great time. Chef Boyardee, it was truly a Woo Pig weekend. Excited for the boys to be able to pull this win out. The March Madness Pig is here. Acuff is in his Kimba arc.
Kimba did win the Big East Championship, didn't he?
Yeah. Yes, he did. Yes, he did indeed.
Wasn't close enough for him to be able to do a game winner like Kimba did, for Acuff to have a cool little game winner.
I'm looking at a different bracketology update now. That's got Arkansas as a 5. I guess that's just life.
I mean, to be fair, the committee's pretty transparent about it, where they're like, we don't care that much.
It's got Vanderbilt up on the 3 line.
Yeah, everyone says going up into the games, these don't matter.
Yeah, Arkansas, Texas Tech, Wisconsin, Kansas as the 5 seeds. Nebraska, Alabama, Virginia, and St. John's as the 4. Now, here's where I have an issue with St. John's passing Arkansas, because they got the nice win over UConn, obviously, but they take every game into account. Like, Arkansas's resume has been from a like win standpoint has been superior, and then you go pick off, you know, a 3 seed allegedly against Vanderbilt, I would just assume that you pass them right back up there. But whatever, who knows? And that's the thing. I said this on the pod this morning. We get irritated at all these different projections, everything like that, but that's exactly what this is. Joe Lunardi and all these other dudes, even the ones that are the best at it, they are not on the selection committee. And every year there's a number of surprises where it's like, oh, they are seated way higher than we thought, or way lower than we thought, or this team didn't get in and this team did. Maybe Arkansas will be one of those exceptions where we're pleasantly surprised in the end. I don't know.
And you know, there's a billion people that do this. The one who's the closest to being accurate is always a dude no one's ever heard of. It's some guy that does it in his basement or whatever that just has this algorithm, in which case we have no access to his, you know, we're not looking at his field, you know?
Exactly. That's exactly right. David says, I'm at my son's travel ball game, but still caught the dub. It's been too damn long. So proud of these guys. Woo damn pig. Well, hopefully your son's catching dubs too today.
You know, this is going to sound stupid, Curtis, because his profile picture is a young guy hitting a baseball.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I knew that David was like a travel ball parent. You know, we talk, you know, David's in the chat every day, but I don't know if I knew this. And I feel weird but now I should have thought about it. Why does he have a kid playing baseball? It's just a picture. Probably because he's a travel ball parent. That makes sense.
There you go. The more you know. Jaded Sports Fan says Acuff has taken Tanner's lunch money 2 times now. This is true. Yeah, this is true.
And Tanner did a good job in the first half, especially. But I thought he completely was out. I mean, by the time we got to the under 12 of the second half, Tanner specifically had nothing left in the tank and just could not stay in front of Acuff. But he won the war of attrition, man.
There she is. Cats by 90 says Mickey Mouse Championship, played 11, 15, and 4 seed. Again, it's I heard, when is the ceremony actually for raising the banner for losing to Florida 3 times in 1 year? Keep listening to your man, Mark Pope, over there. You know, it's just every loss is the next page in the chapter of the story, of the biography that we're writing about this basketball, yada, 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 yada. Go get beaten around to 32 and then talk to us about it again next year. Justin says, money for snacks for your road trip, boys. I like that. Thank you. Says, Woo Damn Pig. Props to all the Hogs. They played their tails off, still sticking to my nickname for our Swiss Army knife, Gino Billy Richmond. Go Hogs.
I like that. That is, by the way, that's a hefty, like John Cena level super chat.
It is.
That will get us, I'd say, 15 to 20 iced honey buns.
Exactly. Yeah, all the yoo-hoos that you can drink, and we're all set, man. So appreciate y'all. Appreciate everybody. Steven says, thank you, Acuff, for the double-double plus 850. Ooh, Pig Suey. It's crazy. He just keeps doing this, and those odds just stay up there, man.
I know, man.
It's almost expected at this point. Yeah, exactly. Hickory Hog says the only way for the Hogs to get respect is to be undeniable. Currently, they are. Respect is not expected. It's demanded at this point. Talk down on the pig at your own risk.
Arkansas has clinched their spot in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, they're in. No drama there.
You cannot not give them a chance. They took it.
Yep. 20. What are they up to now? 26-8, I think.
Yeah, 26-8.
Lord, man.
And they're pretty much. I mean, they were 13-5 in SEC play. Pretty much 16-5 against SEC competition.
Mm-hmm.
That good.
Yeah, Mickey Mouse, he's nuts, dude. BDJB says, nice to have a team that doesn't shy away from that moment. Acuff is that dude. Hashtag Woo Pig Suey.
I might even go as far as to say that they enjoy the moment and live for it and prepare for it and, you know, have lived their entire lives hoping to get to the moment.
Okay, I was just trying to figure this out for a second. I think you're right. Washburn Idol getting creative. Thank you very much.
Ooh.
Unnecessary, but we really appreciate it. $86.75 for the score. I love Cal. I love Acuff. I love TB. I love Billy. I love Leak. I love DJ. I love Ewan. And yes, I even love Nick. I'm glad that some folks are finally giving Nick Pringle a little bit of respect. All right, postseason Pringle has arrived.
Postseason Pringle's here, and Washburn, we're gonna need you whenever Arkansas faces Bama in the Final Four or something, and we get us another 120 to 117. But no, we appreciate you, man, for real. He's been killing it here lately. We appreciate Washburn. Well, I'm trying to think for our trip, 86.75. I guess that'll get us like that'll cover one of our dinners, me, you, and John.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
depending on how many bevies John has.
Definitely depending on how many bevies John has, which I actually owe you guys the first round because of something I
you
bet
agreed.
during the game yesterday. Yeah, and I lost. So Washburn Idol says Vandy coach open statement said they lost to poor 3-point shooters. I hope that this is
I hope it's real. They went 15 of 24. 15 of 24, which, by the way, because, like, obviously I do get the premise, especially with Billy Richmond, who's a well below average. You know, he is a guy that clearly, Malik Ewan, if he hits a few threes, that's different. Trevin is a career 35% three-point shooter, which isn't like a great percentage. That is a guy you have to guard at the three-point line. DJ Wagner this year, after today, he will probably be 36, 37% from three. Like, that is a guy you have to guard. Are those elite marksmen? No, but it's like Darius Acuff, he shoots 40. He's like number 3 in the SEC, 44, 45%. He hit 5 today. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
At some point, it's like, that's just good players hitting shots. And
Yeah.
you can be pissed about it, or you can call it a fluke, or you can just hold this L.
Exactly. Yeah, he's definitely going to be holding the L. You know, the other thing, too, on the season is Arkansas shooting 39% from three. That's 8th in the country. Yeah. So to do the whole bit about, bad shoot, if you're at this stage of the season, a team shooting 39%, they're top 10 in the country, yeah, maybe you guard the three-point line and stop acting like this is just some anomaly here. Yeah. They kicked your ass the first game, and they just did it again. And so you were wrong with your preparation the first time, and you were wrong with it again today.
You should be thankful that Arkansas only shot 24 threes, frankly. And Arkansas doesn't shoot many. They're pretty efficient with their volume. They don't go too crazy. I don't think I've ever seen a team at any level of basketball go 15 of 24, because usually if you hit 15 of your first 24 threes, it's like, let's get 10 more up. You know, we can afford to let it fly a little bit. I don't think I've ever seen a team make 15 on that few attempts.
It's nasty work. Tuna's House says, super happy for 3J, enjoying this one tonight, even more than I imagined. Yeah. This is good. It's fine and dandy to do the whole, I don't really, it's whatever, man. Don't really care about the tournament. And had they lost, we would have done the same thing. Well, it was good experience for them, but this is not, they think they're playing for something bigger here. Yeah. Once you get in it, though.
And also had Vandy done to Arkansas what Arkansas did to Vandy, we would have been saying, oh man, they ran out of gas down the stretch. Oh man, the moment got too big for them. Like, oh man, they didn't have enough juice down the stretch. We would have been fielding questions for this entire hour and a half about, is this a red flag for Arkansas and all that. So let's appreciate this for what it was, for sure.
Yes, yeah, no doubt about it. Washburn Idol wants Mark It Down to call the Hogs in Nashville. Mark It Down might be good for that. And it's going to be tough for him as a Tennessee guy there, but you never know. You never know. 10-6 seed, I think is what they're calling them down there. Hayden Ulmer says, couldn't imagine not being a SEC tournament champ.
Yeah,
I could, but I'm glad that they are now. Hayden sent me a really, really funny message last night when he was in the sauce a little bit. Quinn is in here. Is Quinn nervous? I wonder how Quinn's feeling right now. I think he's kind of accepted where this team is at, but this is like one of the more consequential decisions that a selection committee's had to make on, a team with that record, but that has the metrics and everything. Like, it's kind of setting a new precedent here. We'll see what they do, but appreciate you, Quinn. He says, happy for y'all and John. Glad you're enjoying it. Winning is a big deal. Glad you're soaking it in. $50 super chat for y'all winning. Thanks, man. We appreciate that.
Hey, is that the first example ever of an opposing fan from a different fan base actually not trying to diminish someone else's accomplishment? I feel like that's all we do in the SEC is we take every game that someone wins and we're like, oh, that actually meant nothing. And every game they lose, we're like, this was the biggest game in the world and you lost it. You suck. So it's like, I appreciate Quinn for just having a normal person's perspective there.
Yeah. And Quinn was also adamant earlier in the week about like, hey, this is a big deal, going win that. And Auburn has made some runs over there, in recent years and everything. So you're right, though. Like, it's different, man. It feels good.
Am I correct in thinking that Florida beat Auburn in the SEC championship game last year?
I don't remember.
That would be really good for this narrative, because I feel like maybe Quinn, that perspective of like seeing a team that won the SEC tournament, go on and win it all. And Auburn, who couldn't quite win it, couldn't quite win the national title as well. Like maybe that helps a little bit too.
Right. Who made it to the? See, now this is in my head a little bit. I can't remember who made it to the title game. Was it even those two? I'm looking real quick. 2025. So last year, yeah, they Auburn lost to Florida.
Okay, in the title game. That's kind of what I thought.
No, that was in the Final Four. Sorry, they lost to Tennessee. Auburn lost to Tennessee in I guess it would have been Saturday. So it was Tennessee that lost to Florida then, I guess, in the championship game. So there you go. Jacob Tooley says, oh, yeah, Cal only came to Arkansas for the money. Like, that dude's got more money than he knows what to do with for his roster and for himself.
Also, famously doesn't pay him a ton of money. Kentucky. He was on a lifetime deal with like an unlimited bank account. Like I don't think this was a financial decision he made.
Exactly. Phil gifted 5 Inside Arkansas memberships. That's really cool, man. We appreciate that. I see a few new folks in here. Shout out to Syndicate. Glad you're here. I don't know if you wanted that or not, but glad you're here. We've got Cal fan who's in here. It's good to see. Good to see. Welcome. Iowa Razorback says, just a thank you to you guys. Hard to stay in tune in Iowa, but y'all make it easy. Great SEC season. More to go. Need to stay hungry. Well, we appreciate you.
Yeah.
Were you there when the Razorbacks took over Des Moines a couple years ago? Yeah.
I guess the only chance we could get close to Iowa would just be going to Chicago for the second weekend.
Yeah.
I guess St. Louis would be pretty close, I guess.
Depends on where in Iowa, but yeah. Not bad. Old Greg. It's old Greg. Another award for A-Cuff. Brazil looked like he was going to cry in the interview and dipped out. Woo Pig Suey. This is a very emotional thing.
A-Cuff was waiting, standing and ready to make sure, just in case Trevin started crying.
Yeah, I love A-Cuff got to a point there where he was like, I don't even know what to say, man. I'm just happy for our team.
I wish somebody, when that moment was happening, I wanted Trevin Brazil to recreate the Houston Nut, and guys like Darren McFadden grabbed A-Cuff and bring him in and, do the whole Mark May, Lou Holtz. If I could script anything in this world, I would want to script that moment.
There we go.
I would have broken the internet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Basson in the Ozark says, we're kings of the SEC. Woo Pig Suey. The champs, so they ain't the champs no more.
Yeah. I mean, it is our crown.
Mm-hmm.
We have a trophy to prove it and everything.
Yeah, nobody gets a trophy for the regular season title. Sorry, Florida. Derek says, words can't begin to express how happy I am for TB. I see a lot of people sharing that sentiment. Good for him, man. Last year he missed those free throws, and then they got popped on the buzzer beater against Ole Miss. Yesterday he missed those free throws, and they damn near got popped. And the same thing. He was even talking about it a little bit, like, sheesh. And this is a title game. There's a lot of pressure that goes into that, man. And, he's able to draw on all the experiences he's had and stepped up and performed. Athletic dude. Dude.
I think it's also cool when I think back to Trevin being injured during that Sweet 16 year that Arkansas went on. And you remember he was getting close and starting to shoot around. And you could just tell this dude wanted to be out there so bad. And he's already visualizing himself in these moments. And I know this is an NCAA tournament, but then last year he gets to play, go on a team that went on a run. And I'm sure he looks back on it and says, I wish I'd played better. And he probably lives with some regret about that. And so now he's got this third chance, which, if you get one chance to play in an NCAA tournament and be a part of a special team, that's awesome. He's got a third chance, second time, actually being available. And it's cool to see him come through in a lot of these moments because we've seen him not come through and live with that regret a little bit. And so it's got to feel really good for him personally.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely, man. And again, this is SEC tournament. You got more to play for here. But I even think about how the way the year ended last year with DJ, where he had the final shot a couple times there in that Texas Tech game. It didn't go for him. So you're playing for, the conference title, and he steps in and hits 3 threes, and that's got to be good. Everybody's confidence should be at an all-time high going into the dance here. Grant says, we are the champions, my friend. And we'll keep fighting till the end. I can't go there. I mean, I can, but it's kind of like the one shining moment thing, right? We're just like, yeah, it's still got, still got bigger goals here. Like, I don't want to – I like leaning into this because I think this is awesome. It's a huge accomplishment, but I'm also like, I don't want to get too carried away. I want to get too lost in the sauce because I do think this team can still do something really cool here. So I'm like trying to toe that line a little bit, you know?
Yeah, you can't just go on the full on, drinking out of the Stanley Cup, on the you got to get right back to work,
Yeah, exactly. Austin says the Curse's report card on this one's going to break the curve. Yeah, it is. And the good thing is, though, people are going to be excited about this, but I'm not saying you're going to forget about it, but you're going to be really tuned into the tournament and matchups and stuff like that. So this is going to be like a 10-minute report card followed by okay, well, who the hell is this that Arkansas is getting ready to play for the pod in the morning? So I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun. But yeah, high grades, no doubt about it. Washburn's back, says Cal's the first to win the SEC tournament with 2 different teams. I saw that yesterday.
Oh.
How many does he have overall? 7?
I think Dick Vitale said 7, so I'm going to take
that's right.
but yeah, I am surprised that nobody else did that. But I guess there hasn't been that many high-level coaches that coached it to SEC teams like Mike White did. I don't think he's won any.
Right. Rod says with DMAC and Acuff, number 5 has to be the greatest number of all time on the Hill. Go Hogs.
Yeah.
Hard to argue.
Got TJ Pompey shaping into form too. I mean, they might just have to retire the number on all fronts. Just like nobody at the University of Arkansas, men or women, should be wearing number 5.
Yeah. They could do something really corny with like a mesh up of all 3 jerseys and then just hang it up somewhere. Quinn says, speaking from experience, what you do in the conference semis and winning the tournament championship won't move up your seeding. For teams firmly in the tournament after Friday, your seeding is baked in. Yeah, we know.
Yeah,
it's
I've seen a few chats like this that it's like, hey guys, this is your first time ever participating in March Madness. It's like, yeah, no, we are very aware. Like we've been talking about it all week. We've been saying this since Friday. Like, yeah.
But you're 100% right because it's true, man. It's like every year, it's either the SEC, somebody who went to made a deep run in the SEC tournament, or the Big Ten because they play their title games on Sundays that get to the selection show and they're like, really? Are you kidding me? And they're pissed about it. But you're right. It's like it's a tale as old as time that once you get through the games on Friday and especially like middle of the day Saturday, they've already kind of done their seeding and they're getting ready to start placing teams in brackets. And they might have a contingency if there's like a bid stealer or something. But usually this stuff doesn't move the needle, which I think is a bunch of crap. Because think about it this way. And I know it's like TV and everything like that, but the SEC really should have their championship game on Saturday. UConn or St. John's just went and beat UConn on Saturday for their conference tournament title. That is the the one and only reason why they've moved ahead of a team like Arkansas in the pecking order. Okay, fine. But then Arkansas, for winning their championship game against a really, really good team, doesn't get that same benefit. That sucks. It's not fair, but it is life and it is reality that we're living in here. And we'll probably see it play out here in a little over an hour.
The best that you could hope for is, because I know that they do obviously have contingencies for these kinds of things, that your best you can hope is that they went into Sunday saying, if Arkansas wins by double digits, then, you know what I mean? Like kind of already knowing it ahead. They're not going to watch it play out and then redo the entire bracket, but they might have hey, this is what we'll do if this happens. This is what we'll do if this happens. We'll see it play out and it's already decided.
Mm-hmm. Arkansas says, is Acuff going to win Rookie of the Year next year to complete the trophy case? I think yes.
I have an idea of another trophy he could win before winning Rookie of the Year. If you want suggestions on how to fill the trophy case, I think there's a couple actually I could get to him. Yeah,
exactly.
Maybe a Wooden Award.
Maybe so. Yeah, get something from the Jersey Mike's crew over there. And he might. Who's going to win Rookie of the Year this year?
I think Con
Knippel.
Yeah. Right?
Like because he's burning it up.
Yeah. Flag's playing well, but like he's, he can't shoot.
Right. Bum. Tuna's House says, is this Richardson statue karma? Maybe.
I mean, putting his name. Nolan Richardson is a guy that is connected to success. You put his name on the court, you all of a sudden they're back in the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8. You give him a statue, you never lose again. It's great.
Mm-hmm. Roger says this Hogs team is Hawks team is good that it's making Tennessee Volunteer fans hit the portal and show up to the game in Arkansas jerseys. Shout out, mark it down.
Yeah. To be fair, he's been in the Arkansas, you know, he's been in interacting with Arkansas fans for a while. It wasn't like, you know, just this week he's like, oh yeah, let me do it. He's been rocking with.
Deep down, he already knows. Eventually, it just comes out in you. There's nothing you can do about it.
When you're swine, it can't hide too much.
That's right. Samuel Leonard says, the only thing I would change about this season is the home loss at Budweiser against Kentucky. Great season.
You want to be
so
a
far.
bona fide 4 seed or 3 seed? Don't have that on your resume.
True. Yeah. that's a valid point there. But hey, at least Kentucky can, you know, use that as the Super Bowl thing when their season hasn't gone the way they hoped it would. Washburn Idol says, popular narrative going into today was Vandy wasn't full strength the first game. Well, they were today.
Yeah.
Who was missing for him?
No, I think he was saying that, like, hey, I don't know who was missing. I don't know what happened. Maybe is there somebody like coming back recently from injury or something?
Well, I'm like the first game against Arkansas. I thought they had everyone.
Oh, yeah. I have no idea. I can't even remember that far back. Was Duke Miles like? Did he played in that game?
Yeah, he played. He got clamped up, but he played.
Gotcha.
But maybe he was already. Maybe the thing is he was already.
Might have been
feeling
like his first game back or something like that. Maybe that's.
Well,
what
I think it was. I think it might have been his last game that he played. I think maybe it was like right after that he was out. So maybe that knee was bugging him or something.
And he was healthy as a horse out there today, man.
Bad dude, man.
Very healthy.
Yeah.
And also, neither team was at full strength because you're playing third game in 3 days. It's like the same exact, you know.
Right.
Neither team can do that game today for sure.
Mm-hmm. Austin wants to know how to get a mustache like you.
I mean, listen. Apparently, here's my method: just grow all of your facial hair and then shave everything but the mustache. I think that's it. I don't know if there's another step. You know, it isn't being executed by me. And I, you know, maybe for the tournament, should I go just only stash for the tournament?
Second weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
To go in against the 1 seed, you need something a little different. Yeah.
I think
like
so.
that.
Yeah, I think so. Ryan gotcha. He says, give that man his flowers. If we can get that closing effort from TB for 10 to 15 minutes a game, we can beat anyone. Great closing effort by everyone for sure. And to your point, like I think that they got at least that much from him in this game today. But
yeah,
you know, when he cranks it in the high gear, man, it's fun to watch.
I think he had 6 points and 5 rebounds
like right
5
away.
minutes into the game.
Mm-hmm.
And so like that was another, and he's done that a few times now where he'll start strong, kind of chill for a little bit, and then finish strong.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he's that kind of racehorse, man.
He is.
Yeah,
you
can't sprint the entire Belmont Stakes. You know what I mean? You gotta kind of, you know.
Yeah, because he had 6 and 5, and I looked up at one point. I think in the second half, and he had 8 and 8.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh yeah, well, but yeah, he got it going there at the end for sure. Lanky says, one thing I can't understand is how McLaughlin can jump on Ewan's legs on purpose and not get thrown out. Am I missing something? I think Ewan gave him a shoulder, and then McLaughlin did what he did, and we were kind of getting ready to start the stream at that point, but I think they just gave him offsetting. I don't know if it was offsetting text or whatever it was, but yeah, I don't think it was a great look for either one. But yeah, when he kind of went down hard there on Ewan, and that scared me because you're so excited about everything that's going on. I think TB just got his dunk, and then it was like, but Malik Ewan is down with an injury, and I'm like, good God, no. But he got up there pretty quick. I'm just glad nobody got hurt. I'm glad they had fun. I'm glad nobody got hurt. The Intruder Fly says MVP of the SEC tournament is Nolan's statue. The curse has been lifted. Woo Pig Suey. Nobody's done it since Nolan, so you might be onto something there. Now, how far do they take this thing? We'll see. We'll see. Paddlefish in here said Vandy handled Florida. Florida handled Arkansas. Arkansas handled Vandy. Is there something Vandy does that gives Florida fits but doesn't affect Arkansas? Is there anything specifically that stands out matchup-wise? Well, Arkansas's got the type of guards that can match Tanner and Miles, first of all, and Florida does not have that. But it is interesting how, yesterday Vanderbilt gave up 23 offensive rebounds, and they won that game by 20 or whatever it was. It's crazy. It's on paper, if you look at it, Florida's a horrible matchup for Vanderbilt. But the first time they played, Florida won that game, but I think Vandy scored like 94 on them. And they scored 90 on them again yesterday. something about it, the way that they play. I think it helps that you saw Vanderbilt's bigs today, and yesterday they combined to go 7 of 10 from 3 against Florida. They did not combine to go 7 of 10 from 3 against Arkansas. So maybe that had something to do with it yesterday. But it is kind of weird how that works because, it almost seems like styles make fights. And for whatever reason, I don't know what it is that makes Vanderbilt so tough on Florida. But Arkansas now, last year, they really went and put on Vanderbilt. And then both games this year, there's just something that Arkansas had going for them. And it's what's interesting to me is that I thought Vanderbilt looked great finishing around the rim against Florida. I was like, damn, we know how hard that is. And then they really struggled with that today. I think it's Nick Pringle.
Just a dominator in there, man. I mean, when you got such great rim protection from him, man. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they were just tired today. Maybe they just had a few bumps and bruises, Curtis. Why don't you just give them a pass?
Right.
Three games in 3 days. I mean, who could do that?
Yeah, I mean, come on. There's Quinn. I should have just waited on him. I knew he would come in there. He said, well, they lost to Tennessee last year in the semis, won it against Florida the year before. Gotcha. Okay. The boy says Sealing his Instagram live said he got an A on the group project.
I love that.
That's pretty good.
I love that.
That's good. I like that. Last one here from Jonah says, would you guess that South Florida is our most probable matchup in the round of 64? Are they winning?
I have no idea. They just, I say just started. They started at as we were starting this post-game show.
I'm looking real quick.
So I guess the game's
they're up 11 with 7.5 minutes left. Honestly, I saw a whole bunch of that a couple weeks ago. I have not seen as much South Florida in the Arkansas matchup here lately. I was starting to see some Yale. They got beat. But really, I've seen a lot of High Point and a lot of McNeese over the last 24 hours.
You know, it sucks, Curtis. I was watching Yale today, and I was like,
please,
those boys. Feed me those guys. And I didn't feel that way before. I had not watched Yale play until today, and I was like, they lost today, so maybe I just caught them on a bad day. But I was like, they look small. They look unathletic. I think they would get run out of the gym by the Pig, man. You know who else would get run out of the gym by the Pig? That Boombox kid at McNeese State.
I know. So, we'll see what it winds up looking like there. I think Penn is going to be maybe like a 13, or I don't know if they'll get all the way up on the 12 line.
They're like 17 and 11 or something like that. So it's like they probably are a good bit lower.
Let me just do this real quick, and then we'll get out of here. So I'm pulling up the matrix here to see what the 12 seeds are. McNeese, who we talked about, High Point, who I've seen, Northern Iowa, I've seen Arkansas match up with a few times. They're one of those pain in the ass teams. It feels like whenever they get to March Madness, but it's not a bad matchup for Arkansas. And then Akron, who wound up winning the league that Miami of Ohio couldn't. Looks like the most likely outfits there. If Arkansas gets to a 4, we might have to exercise some demons against Hofstra, Andrew.
Ooh, I don't want Hofstra. I don't know what they got going on, but I don't want to see Hofstra again, man.
I know, man. Please, God, no. Okay, man. Any final thoughts before we get out of here and then return? Probably less than an hour.
Curtis, I have a lot of final thoughts, and I've got a lot of riveting thoughts too. Like things that I really need to get off my chest, and these are things that, frankly, I don't want to be dramatic, but could change the world we live in, and I'm going to share all of them on our selection show stream.
Love it.
Which takes place in about an hour. So be there to check it out. World-changing news. Check it out. We got it coming for you on the Inside Arkansas channel in about an hour.
There we go. That's good stuff. Yes, appreciate everybody for hanging out. This is awesome. Arkansas, the SEC tournament champions, knock out Vandy. This is very, very cool. Soak it all in. Celebrate. Take a break. Go potty. Get a drink. Get your popcorn ready. Come right back here and join us for our little selection show watch party that we're going to have. We'll figure out who Arkansas is playing and where they're headed. We will probably get started, I'm guessing, sometime right around 5 or a little bit before. So be on the lookout for that, and we'll see you guys there in a little bit. For Andrew Ellis, it's been Curtis Wilkerson with Inside Arkansas and the Pot Palace. We'll see you guys here shortly. Whoop it.